Relation in magnetic moment and angular moment. Let us say we have a particle of charge q and mass m rotating in a circle of radius r, and its angular velocity is omega. So we'll calculate its magnetic moment, which is Ia. I is current. So current is q by time period, 2 pi by omega. Area is pi r square. So you will get mu. Angular momentum is I omega. I is moment of inertia. Since here it's a point mass, moment of inertia is mr square. So this is angular momentum. You divide both of them, omega r square will get cancelled. You will get ratio mu by L is equal to q by 2m. Now there are 2 points on this. First, you can see that this ratio is independent of angular velocity or radius. Second, we have calculated this ratio for a point mass, but same is true for an extended body as well, if q and m are uniformly distributed. So what do we mean by uniformly distributed? That is, for any volume element on the body, q by m ratio is same. Example, q by m is 2 coulomb per meter cube. Sorry, this should be 2 coulomb per kg. Now, this proof, let's see this proof that it works for the extended body as well. So mu by L ratio for extended body. So this is our extended body, and let's say this is the axis of rotation. At a distance x from axis of rotation, let's take a small element which has charge dq and mass dm. For the whole body, charge is q and m. So for this small particle, small magnetic moment d mu is dq omega x square by 2, and dl, small angular moment, is dm x square omega. So both these values we have got here. So instead of q we are putting dq, instead of mass we are putting dm, and instead of r radius we are putting the distance x from the axis. So if we divide, we get d mu by dl is dq by 2 dm. Now if q by m ratio is same, that is body is uniformly charged and its mass is uniformly distributed, then for any volume element q by m ratio is same. So dq by dm I can write as q by 2m. Now we take dl this side and integrate. We'll get our original result, mu by L is q by 2m. Since magnetic, again some points, since magnetic moment and angular momentum's direction is same for all elements in a rigid body, we are able to integrate. So these are ideally vectors mu and L both, but their directions are same, upwards in this case, or doesn't matter if they rotate about any axis of rotation, direction of both d mu and dl will be along the direction of axis of rotation. So we can just do the scalar integration and this result is true. So how we will use this result is, we'll be given some object which is rotating about an axis, and we will know its moment of angular momentum. So from there we can easily calculate what will be the magnetic moment of that body. That's it. Now let's see that example, one of the examples. So uniform rod rotating about its axis. So we are going to calculate the ratio of m by L. I mean mu by L. So this rod of mass m, charge q, and both mass and charge are evenly distributed. It's rotating about one of the ends with omega and its length is L. So we are supposed to find the ratio of magnetic moment is to angular momentum. So let's take a small element dx at the distance x from the center. So first we'll calculate the ratio on this small element. So d mu is di into pi x square. So we have already seen this before. So di is small charge dq upon 2 pi by omega, which gives the value this thing. Now we'll integrate it to get the complete value of magnetic moment. So limits of x will be from 0 to L. You integrate it and you will get value of mu. Angular momentum is I omega. I of the rod is about one of the ends is ml square by 3 times omega is angular momentum. You take their ratios and again omega and L square will get cancelled. You will be left with the same result q by 2m which we derived here. So again in these questions you can see that this can be done in a single line. So mu can be calculated very easily from here. So you don't have to do all these steps. That is the use of this ratio. Alright.